Every NBA player has to travel. It's not a choice, it's part of the job.
Sucks. Howard sucks. Howard sucks. Hey, you suck, Howard. You suck, Howard.
82 games, thousands of miles, hundreds of flights, every single season. But what if you couldn't fly? That was the reality for Royce White, a 2012 first-round NBA draft pick.
In the 2012 NBA draft, the Houston Rockets select Royce White of Iowa State University.
With the size, the talent, and the skill to dominate at the highest level. But there was one obstacle he couldn't overcome. He was terrified of airplanes. This is the story of how the fear of flying and a battle with anxiety ended his NBA career before it ever truly began. If you have ever flown on an airplane, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now. We are trying to get to 10,000 subscribers, so subscribe right now or you will have 100 years of bad luck. Alright, back to the video. Royce White grew up in Minnesota, where his size and versatility made him a star before he was even out of high school.
Three ranked teams. The loss to Rice is the exception.
He was often compared to Lamar Odom, a point forward with the rare ability to score, rebound, and pass like a guard. After transferring to Iowa State, White became one of the most unique players in the entire country.
Reed Geddes is pulling for an assist for Royce White.
We need an assist right here.
There you go.
At 6'8" and 260 pounds, he wasn't just a big man. He was a playmaker. In his one season at Iowa State, he led the team in points, rebounds, assists, steals, and blocks.
Today as Ray Turner misses, but Missouri getting their first loss.
Royce White wasn't just good, he was special, and NBA scouts noticed him. In the 2012 NBA draft, the Houston Rockets selected him with the 16th overall pick. The future looked bright, but behind the highlight reels and the draft night smiles, there was a problem no one could ignore. Royce White wasn't just uneasy about flying. He had a severe anxiety disorder, and stepping on a plane triggered overwhelming panic attacks.
He transferred from Minnesota, however. He's from Minnesota. He transferred from the Minnesota Golden Gophers to Iowa State, and he's battled anxiety issues.
For most people, a 2-hour flight is just a minor inconvenience. But for White, it was terrifying, paralyzing. But here's the problem. The NBA is built on travel. Players are on a plane almost every other day, sometimes crossing the country overnight. For someone like White, that's an impossible challenge. He asked the Rockets for special accommodations, like traveling by bus instead of flying.
Royce White of the Houston Rockets still has not yet reported to NBA training camp. Why? Because of his anxiety disorder and his fear of flying.
But this was 2012. Mental health wasn't part of the NBA conversation. Teams weren't prepared for this. Tensions grew, White skipped practices, he refused to board team flights. Eventually, he was assigned to the Rockets' G League affiliate. But even there, his anxiety made it nearly impossible to commit. And despite his incredible talent, Royce White never played in a single NBA game. Royce White's NBA career ended before it even began, but his story was far from over. He became one of the loudest voices in sports, advocating for mental health awareness and demanding the league create real support systems for athletes struggling with anxiety, depression, and other challenges. White claimed the NBA had no meaningful mental health policy at the time. The players were essentially on their own to manage struggles off the court.
You know, one of the things that is always needed with anxiety, or people that deal with anxiety or OCD, is routine and normalcy and a sense of comfortability and belonging. And
some fans criticized him for walking away from the game, but many praised him for having the courage to speak out about an issue that impacts far more athletes than most people realize. Outside of the NBA, White continued playing basketball in smaller leagues and eventually joined Ice Cube's Big 3 3-on-3 basketball league.
9 years old, out today for the enemies, but
They hope he's a key piece down the stretch of this Big 3 season. How about that move up and under?
Where he found stability on the court. But his true legacy? His voice. Pushing mental health into the spotlight and forcing the conversation forward. Today, Royce White isn't remembered for his stats. He's remembered for his story. He was the gifted player who couldn't overcome his fear of flying, but instead of fading away, he used his platform to start a conversation the NBA could no longer ignore.
So far as I see it, the NBA has trouble fully recognizing the breadth of the mental health conversation, partially because of their relationships with other corporations that underline the mental health conundrum, such as the alcohol industry, specifically Budweiser.
Years after White left the league, the NBA rolled out a comprehensive mental health program for its players, something many believe was inspired by White's advocacy. While Royce White's NBA career never took off, his impact is undeniable. Royce White never played in an NBA game, but his influence may be greater than many who did.
Royce White, who's been terrific for the enemies, first season Big 3, backs down on Maggette.
Because sometimes the toughest opponent isn't on the court, it's inside your own mind. Hey, thanks for watching. If you enjoyed the video, don't forget to drop a like, and if you want more untold NBA stories like this, make sure to hit that subscribe button right now for more content.